Hi Kathryn,
Hi Kumar.
welcome to this talk on BCR systems. Talking about you, you are the true pioneer of BCR systems because you started BCR since 2006. It has been 12 years for you, and just tell us about how you started with BCR.
Okay, in 2006, a friend of mine, Kathryn, her husband Thomas got stroke. Her friend in Germany asked her to look for a microcurrent machine to treat Thomas. And she went around hospitals and clinics. She couldn't find any microcurrent machine.
She couldn't find a microcurrent device in Singapore then.
Yes. So they advised her to go to Germany. So she went and she visited the hospitals, clinics, the manufacturer, and then she came back with the sales manager and a couple of the clinic master.
So that was this clinic master.
Yes. And because Thomas had a third heart attack at the same time when he got the stroke, so she was a bit cautious about that. Then she brought the machine to a heart specialist, and straight away the heart specialist said no problem because it's microcurrent, it runs on microcurrent just like a pacemaker. So we started treatment on Thomas for his stroke, and it was incredible. Within a month from like this, he was straight, although still a bit awkward.
How old was his stroke by then?
I think less than a year, maybe 6 months or so.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were fortunate to get him at the acute level.
4-6 months, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course he had physiotherapy also, and then with the machine treatment, within 6 months he was almost normal. Okay, but after that, Anne was very passionate about it. She wanted to share the machine with other hospitals for treatment of stroke, and
That
she
was in
made a
Singapore?
Yeah, in Singapore. So she went to the hospitals in Singapore, the clinics and those physiotherapists and all that, make appointments with them. So I went with the sales manager, the German sales manager. So I learned from him, I observed and I learned. And we treated not only just stroke patients, but other issues also. So after about 2 months plus, he had to go back to Germany. So I was on my own, and I started treating all the patients and all that, including stroke and Parkinson also. For a particular Parkinson, in fact, the doctor was so amazed. He said, "Oh, you can walk straight. You don't have to come to my clinic now. You just go to the center." So after that, when Anne tried to sell the machine to the doctors and all, nobody seems to be interested in it, although they know the results, because it was their patients and even the hospital staff.
Why do you think that was the case? Is it because the machines were too expensive for the kind of budget a rehab department had? Because I understand that in Asia, generally, rehab departments charge very low fees, so they can't afford real quality devices. That could be a reason.
Maybe for government hospitals, but private hospitals should not be, right? But anyway, for physiotherapists, I can understand them because there are many programs inside which they don't need.
Okay.
They basically need muscles and maybe bones, but mainly muscles, myofascia. So they don't need such a unique
complex system.
Complex system. So that I can understand, because with one of this they can buy 4 or 5 of the other machine. So that's why. But for the hospitals, I don't understand. They were using some gadgets that was also, I think, some sort of electrical one.
TEN
it's just
systems.
small ones.
Yeah, 10 systems. Because that falls within their budget. And I think even in private, in Singapore too, I think they may have A class, B class, C class wards. But when it comes to rehabilitation, physiotherapy department is all just economy class, and the fees charged low, and they really do not have budget to buy quality devices.
I see. Okay.
And that gave you an opportunity to study the operations of this. Then what happened?
After seeing no one buying the machine, I felt it's a pity because it can do so much, so in the end I decided to set up my own center, and I've never regretted it. It's really wonderful. It's really.
And what was your occupation before that?
I was in human resource. I was in banking, all sorts of corporate. Yeah.
All right. So
it's a big switch.
So you consider this a machine that is user friendly and easy to use?
Yes, it's very easy. Of course, not being medically trained, I went and take up the course Diploma in Anatomy and Physiology, just to understand a bit about the body system and do research, read up all the indications inside to understand. So I'm more like a generalist therapist. I treat almost everything: beauty, curative, and rehabilitation. So yeah.
Hey, Kathryn, so you were actually trained in Singapore by a German, and you also underwent training by the developers of this machine.
Yes, I attended a training workshop held by them in Thailand.
Okay. And how have your experience been with this in the last 12 years? Name a few of the unique cases that you find it hard to forget. Such cases.
Oh, there are hundreds of them. It's so amazing. I can't really remember all, but it's really fantastic. It's hundreds of them. Okay, BCR stands for Biological Cells Regulation. It also stands for beauty, curative, and rehabilitation. So
good.
Rehabilitation for stroke, which is very good. Okay, so for beauty you have like complexion, acne, pigmentation, dark circles under the eyes, and for curative like sports injury, slip disc, arthritis, all this. And as for rehabilitation, of course, is stroke. And I guess out of the three, BCR rehabilitation is the most effective that you can see the result, for stroke. Okay, I have people who has this hand up for like 4 or 5 years, couldn't put it down, and I managed to help him, and he can put it down. He don't dare to remove the plastic shoes or cast, but eventually his foot was flat and he removed it. Okay, even the colleague who came with him is, oh, this is the first time I see your arm, come down like that, So and the other stroke is someone who has no confidence, and he was only 40 over years old, mid-40s. He don't dare to go out. Always must have somebody. After a few sessions, he started walking from Telok Blangah Heights to my center in in Depot Heights Shopping Center. It took him 1 hour, then 45 minutes, and then 30 minutes. And he started having confidence going out. In fact, I heard he worked as a telesales, So these are very, very satisfying that you can help the stroke patients. And then, but having said that, it's best that once a person gets stroke, they come quickly. So I have one whose husband and mother has benefited from the BCR therapy. So when the father got stroke, she quickly called me, and she quickly come. I think it was like within 2-3 weeks or so, and just after 3-4 sessions, he was so much better. Initially, he couldn't hear properly. He has no balance. He always hold the helper. But after 2 sessions, he was walking by himself. And then the daughter didn't realize that his hearing has improved. She sit next to him and started talking very loud. And the father turned and said, "Why are you shouting at me?" So it was like, she was so amazed, So she is someone who has almost the whole family experienced PCR therapy. And that's why she bought one of your Power to Sell.
Have you seen like complete recovery in stroke? Acute cases of stroke?
It's just like this lady's Lily's father. Complete. He went back to doing tuition. He was tuitioning students at home. So even before his 10 sessions, actually, he was much better. So they asked if they could use the session for the helper who has got asthma. And it was amazing. After 2-3 sessions, she was fine. And from then until now, like I think almost 3 years, she didn't have any relapse. So that also was one of the pushing factor for her to buy a power to sell.
Okay. So what about other cases? Sports injuries? You are a cyclist.
Yes. So I have, I'm a cyclist, so I have a lot of friends who are into sports, long distance running, long distance cycling. And I have a guy who had torn Achilles tendon. 2 doctors asked him to go for operation. He said no. I said, if you want to heal quickly, come as quickly as you can. So he came within 2 weeks. And we only did 3 sessions, okay, though. So let's say it's a Monday, Thursday, and then next week Monday, and he was back on the road again. So he was very pleased. No surgery, no medicine, basically just do BCR therapy. And also for fracture, like my mom, she got a fracture on the vertebra. So the doctor wanted to, the hospital rather wanted to hold her back and wait for the bone specialist. I said, no, show me where is the fracture on the x-ray, you know. So I said, okay, I bring her home and I treated her myself. Even for hot water, scalded, you know.
And your mother, did she have to go back to hospital?
No, didn't at all.
The fracture healed?
Yeah, fracture healed. Myself also, I'm a cyclist, so I fell a few times. I got hit by motorbike and all that. You see my face and all. There is no scar, nothing. It's all healed by BCR. The moment I reach home from Malaysia, I hook myself up on the machine. So even my fracture here, I say, no operation. I go back and buy coach the next day, and then straight away I hook myself up. So I'm fine now. So thanks to the machine.
All right, you were talking about the hot water.
Yeah, my mom got scalded by hot water twice within a month, and the whole arm was like, you know, the skin all burned and red. Now you see her, no scars, no nothing. Doctors can't do anything. They basically just give her cream, which can't heal the skin. You know, it just dries up and probably would have ended up with a lot of scars. But now you see her hand is normal, smooth. Okay,
so it healed at the same time. The scar was also
it heals from the cellular level. So slowly it comes up, and then the dead skin will just drop off. Do not peel. It will just heal from the level slowly. Once the inner level is better, it will just drop off.
What about like slip disc, prolapse disc and all that?
Oh yes, I have someone who the doctor diagnosed as slip disc, so I use the slip disc program. She says slightly better, but I wasn't happy with the slightly better. So one of the program that you lend me on your Vital Master, there was a disc prolapse, so I read up a bit about it and I used that on her. And straight away the disc was like, you know, slowly getting better. In fact, she sent me the photos day after day how it slowly healed. Yeah. So, you know, there's no more pain of the disc prolapse. You can actually see the disc round thing, you know, the injury there. So that's why I said I didn't think it was a slip disc, but since doctor diagnosed that, I have to use a slip disc program first. But it didn't really help. But when I used the disc prolapse, it really clears up and her pain was gone.
Yeah. Okay. Kathryn, you know, we are now developed a new device called Power to Cell, and this is specifically designed for home use. And how do you find a BCR system being useful in a home?
Okay, BCR system is very simple to use. It has a variety of indication programs, so it can treat lots of ailments. It's just like a mini doctor or a first aid kit at home. All right. So if people with headache, shoulder pain, backache, and all this, they can just use it. You know. So they don't have to go to a therapy center actually.
Okay.
All right. Especially with nowadays, people are using handphones, the neck, the fingers and all this. So, and the eye strain. You see them walking even on the bus, anything, they're still, so the eyes are very strained.
Just stiff fingers.
Yeah. So all this, they can use it at home. Okay, it's more like for wellness also. Instead of waiting until it becomes very bad. I have a lot of people who has this, and they have this hump, the vertebra is being pushed up. So this they can use at home to prevent that. All right, and besides that, of course, there are things like if they have, especially elderly people or stroke patients at home with chronic diseases, with like stroke, Parkinson, arthritis, severe arthritis, they can't walk and all, even rheumatoid arthritis, the stiffness, they can always use it at home, and they can use it many times at home. BCR is very safe. Okay, you can use as many times as you want, and with the portable one at home, you can strap it to yourself, so it doesn't hinder your daily life. You can continue with whatever work you want to do. So if you have a cut, quickly just put it there, it will heal very fast. If you have migraine, headache, just use it immediately and you will get the result very fast. As for stroke, because stroke, you have to treat the arms, the legs, the back, the spine, the neuralgia. So if you go to a center, you really have the time, need to have the time and someone to bring you there, maybe once, twice a week. But if you have the machine at home, you can help yourself by using it all over. So you can use it many times in many parts of the body.
Do you see in your patients the advantages of using it many times over and over again? You've seen that they can heal faster?
Oh yes, I have from a customer to say they use it, who bought the Power to Cell. They use it on the mum, the knees, and it was very much faster heal the pain, rather than going to all those doctors for medicine or
what about the serious ailments like stroke, and Parkinson's, and like chronic arthritis? You believe from your experience that the more they use, the faster they see the results?
Yes, definitely.
So
the more frequently you use it, the faster it will heal, and the earlier you use it when you suffer the injury, it helps even faster.
At the acute stage.
Yes.
All right. So having it at home gives the opportunity to use it as and when they want, as many times as they want, so they can get the full benefit of these repeat cumulative sessions.
Yes, correct.
All right. Thank you very much, Kathryn.
Thank you.